Grand Rising, beautiful people. Grand Rising. Come on in. Yes, it's early. This is Rising Thoughts with Plump Queen. I could tell the difference between my voice. Yeah, I just literally woke up. So, yeah, this is what it sounds like in the morning. But come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I want to talk to y'all for a bit. Have some stuff on my brain that I feel is very relevant this morning. So, come on in, come on in. So, we can talk about it. We can talk about it. So I'll get into this. I know it's early, so I'm not expecting a million people to show up, you know what I'm saying, at a time. So I'll just get started. Grand rising to everyone in the building. Peace, Antoine. Peace, Gigi. Peace, Gail. Appreciate y'all giving me, like I said, your time and your energy early in the morning. Okay. So last night I had a very touchy subject for my show, and the individual that was, I would say, I guess the bud of the story decided to contact me last night to give me his grievances on about me speaking on his situation. Now, if everybody knows me, if you've been watching my show, you know when I talk about things, I don't mention names and things of that nature. This is not, this is not the shade room. This is not TMZ. So I'm not here to expose people. But what I am here to do is to talk about relevant topics that deal with my people, that affect us, you know what I'm saying, both negatively and positively. And it is my duty that I have chosen, you know what I'm saying, to bring these truths out, because I know there are a lot of people who deal with the same situations and don't really have, someone to tell them or give them advice on how to deal with certain situations. So that's why I talk about certain things. But this individual is upset. And like I tell you guys, I'm working on myself. I actually gave him way too much energy than I should have. But, I'm learning. I'm learning how to, again, like I said, want to pick my battles and things of that nature. And I actually would have loved to have this conversation with him. But, when you understand an individual or you understand a thing, you treat them accordingly. So me trying to explain, myself, which I do not owe this individual, but if I was to try to explain myself with my experience with him, I already knew what was coming. See, I'm not going to give anybody the opportunity to disrespect me. So I'm going to say my thoughts. He's obviously watching because he saw the live to confront me about it. So I hope he's listening to this. So I'm going to start off with one thing. I don't slander people, like I just said. I don't mention names about anybody. I don't have to do that. And like I told y'all, the story that I was telling was about an individual that I knew. And I told you that I was going to switch up the names, you know what I'm saying, or the people, the characters, so I can make my point. My live actually was not about that individual. I know these people. I've known them for years. I've been witness to their relationship and things that have been going on in that situation for years. I don't speak about things that I don't know about. That's first off. Secondly, like I said, the live wasn't really about him. I've witnessed several altercations like that, some worse, some less, but I've never made a live about it. It is not my thing to put my friends' business out there. Anybody that knows me know I have a tight-knit circle, so if I'm talking about one of my friends, it's but a handful of people I could be talking about. So I wouldn't put my people's business, out there like that. My issue and why I made the live was because of the cops. That is what baffled me. That is what I didn't understand. That's what upset me. Not a man child. I was upset because a woman called 911, called for an emergency, and the police did not find it, made an assumption that it wasn't a emergency and they decided not to come and do their job. What I was saying that is, what if this individual, you know what I'm saying, was extra violent? What would have came back and did that? Listen, I fear no one. One arm, female and all. I'm not scared of nobody. I don't fear my life. Like I said, I know what it is to almost die. So if that car accident didn't take me out, I'm not about to leave this earth until it's my time to leave. I don't get to choose how that goes, so I'm not about to worry about that. And the individual that I was talking about, I damn sure ain't worried about you. Trust me. If you guys knew the individuals that I was speaking of, both the man and the woman, you would know that we didn't have anything to worry about as far as our safety. My homegirl can absolutely handle herself. This is why I kept saying I apologize to my sisters. I understand why y'all have to be the way that y'all are, why y'all have to be so aggressive in certain ways, because you have to protect yourself, is what I said. So no, by no means was I on here trying to tell y'all that the individual that I did not name, that y'all can never figure out unless he says something, was not trying to paint him as, you know what I'm saying, as he was going to come back and quote unquote hurt us. No, that's not what I was saying. What I was saying is that you acted irate and aggressive. We called the cops and the cops didn't do nothing. As a matter of fact, the cops did some extraordinary shit that didn't make any sense to me, and which is why I was so baffled and why I made the live in the first place. But when you hit a dog, they holler. This individual, I do not talk to him ever. But you decided to hit me up to confront me about this live that your name was not mentioned in. See, this is what I'm talking about black people, especially black men. You have to learn how to control yourself. This is what happens, you know what I'm saying, when you behave in certain ways. See, when you're angry, sometimes you don't know what you do. Sometimes you may not mean to do certain things, but you in your feelings and you don't know how to utilize that, you know what I'm saying, or control that, you know what I'm saying, in the moment. That's the problem. That situation should not have happened. That should have been an even trade. But because this individual does not know how to control themselves, now I'm on live here talking about you. See how the universe works? The energy you put out is the energy you get back. So maybe this will be a lesson. Because again, I'm not about to say this individual's name at all. You know what I'm saying? If he want to come over here and expose himself, that's on him. But what I do know is there are several women out here who deal with this situation and actually deal with real dangerous people. Yeah, you may, you know what I'm saying, be a pussy, but that don't mean other people are. There are women that are really in situations like that, where they're calling the police, you know what I'm saying, for their safety, and the police are not showing up. That is my problem, and that is what my live is about. I'm not a journalist, a word that was used, you know what I'm saying, in trying to combat with my live from last night. I am not a person who writes for newspapers, magazines, or news websites, or prepares news to broadcast. That's not what I do. I made the conscientious decision to speak on my perspective on relevant topics that deal with the you know what I'm saying, with the success of my community, my people. That's what I do. I promote black businesses. That's what I do. I try to get relevant information. If I don't have it, I like to link the people who have that information to the people who need that information. That's what I do. I help my people. That's what I do. and I speak on my perspective, what I see, what I've experienced. And sometimes I throw in my feelings. That's what I do. So for anybody that ever comes encounter with me, it'll be in your best interest to behave accordingly. Learn how to control yourself. Then I won't have nothing to say. And this individual is not if that's the first person who has an issue, you know what I'm saying, with how I express certain things. I got plenty of people that have been in my life, you know what I mean, that don't like the fact that I call out, you know what I'm saying, I call a spade a spade. Because I hold people accountable for their actions and the things that they do. And I don't let that shit just go under the rug. I don't let just because you're over the situation now and you feel better that the actions, you know what I'm saying, that you've laid out doesn't get to be addressed. I don't roll like that. Anybody that knows me knows that. So it would be in your best interest when you're around me to act appropriately. Because I'm going to say something. That's honestly a big issue with us, especially in our community. We're allowed to get away with fuck shit. And then everybody continues to let you do that. So then year in and year out, you think now that your bad behavior is okay. So when someone like me shows up and checks you, you think it's the end of the world. I have the audacity to say something to you because you've been allowed to act a certain way for a certain period of time. That shit has to stop. This is the year of accountability. We have to start being accountable for our actions and the choices that we made. Just like I advised my homegirl. She chose, you know what I'm saying, to have a baby by that nigga. So there's certain ways and certain things that she has to tolerate. She still has to act a certain way. Because at the end of the day, that's still her child's father. Regardless of how they feel about each other, how this goes left or right. That is still the father of her child, and she has to act a certain way, especially in front of her child. That goes both ways. He doesn't seem to understand that. Minus the situation, black man, you have to learn to control yourself. Everything with intent. This is something that David Banner is teaching me. Like right now, what I'm doing, this is intentional. He may decide to call me and say something again. Because if he watched that one, he's watching this one. He may decide to want to, you know what I'm saying, go live and say something about me. That all of that is possible. I already have that in my mind. I already knew that when I did this. So I'm, you know what I'm saying, I'm welcoming whatever karma comes from that. I told you karma goes both ways. The energy you put out is the energy you get back. So I'm not worried about that. This is intentional. So black men, whatever it is that you do, it needs to have intent. You need to understand the consequences of what's going to happen when you choose to do something. David Banner said it best. He was like, listen, if you ever, you know what I'm saying, see me get locked up or anything in that nature, trust me, I already knew that that's what's going to happen. I can dig it. Because there are consequences to actions. We have to start thinking up here. We have to start thinking logically. Not in your emotions. See, y'all fellas think that, you know, it's us women who have no. See, we've been dealing, we know how to deal with our emotions. You might not like how we deal with our emotions, but we deal with them. Y'all the ones that have this restricted, you know what I'm saying, emotional thing. This is why y'all come off aggressive. Because you have all those emotions bottled up inside of you. And you're told to be a man and you're not supposed to express that. So then when you can't, you're a human being and everybody has their limit. So once you reach that limit, that's when you go off. And guess what? Everyone's interpretation of what that is what is. See, he tried to say that I lied on him and I made up stuff. No. I was sitting in the passenger seat and I was talking about what I saw and what I heard. period. And like I could not explain to him, again, your behavior. If you would have calmed yourself down, you would have noticed, you would have seen, you would have realized where you was, the situation that you're in, and you wouldn't have made that decision. You're not thinking, bruh. So, black men, again, I understand you got emotions. There are certain situations where, you are in merit of your feelings. This ain't the situation, but there are situations, what I'm saying, where fellas are in merit for how they feel. Because there are women out there that make it extremely hard and do fuck shit, especially when it comes down to kids. That absolutely happens. And I know an individual right now dealing with that. I know a good young brother that adores his child, but he picked the wrong female to have a baby by, and now she trying to put that man through the ringer because she feel like she can, and that shit ain't right. And I talk about that too. See, this is what I'm saying. I don't do the discrimination thing. I don't do the battle of the sexes thing. I do the right and wrong thing. Like I said, all black women are my mama, my sister, my auntie, my cousin. Every black man's my father, my brother, my uncle. So you doing some wrong shit, I'ma say it. I'm not going to not say nothing because I'm a female and that's supposed to be a girl code. No, it's not. I'm a part of the black code, and we need to unify. So I'm not going to co-sign bullshit behavior on either side of the platform. It's called my eye. Everybody needs to be accountable for what they're doing. Period. We got to do better, man. So, hopefully, this will clarify for people who think, or have an idea about what I'm supposed to do and what I'm supposed to say and how AMPspirationTTV is supposed to flow. Listen, I told y'all, I come on here and I speak my truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to spark your mind, to give you my perspective so you can blend that with yours and make you a better life. That's what I'm here to do. And can't nobody tell me how to do that. That's the beauty of having your own platform. So, I love y'all. Like I told y'all last night, ladies, protect yourselves. Because no, me and my friend were not in danger. I guess that's what he wants me to say, so I'll put that out there. No, me and my friend were not in danger. There's no way my homegirl would have first of all, my homegirl don't play when it come down to me anyway. My homegirl is like my bodyguard. So no, we were not in any physical, issue like that. The problem is, like I said, they have a child together. So anything that happens like that has to be on paper. It's unfortunate that they got to put the Tamahu in a situation, but that is how this has to go now because of behavior like that. Because he absolutely kicked her door and dented it. So I could dig it, Tajon, and I know that, and that's what I'm saying. Like I don't. That's what I mean. Like I said last night, I don't worry about stuff like that. I don't. I do not worry about anybody hurting me. Like I said, I'm not about to leave. I'm not about to leave planet Earth until it's my time. I fear nobody. I do not walk this earth in fear. I travel by myself all the time. Planes, buses, all of that. Road trips. You know what I'm saying? I walk around New York City at night, anytime. Like I walk around here by myself, walking through back roads and things, so I don't have to be on the highway, you know what I'm saying, and things of that nature. I'm always by myself. And I do not walk around in fear. And as you can see, I got folks, you know what I'm saying, that is willing, you know what I mean, to rock that jaw if you try. I got a host, you know what I'm saying, of individuals that will protect me, including my homegirl that I'm talking about. So yeah, nah, I don't fear nobody, and y'all shouldn't walk around in fear either. But you do need to be prepared. That's my eye. See, I don't fear nobody, but I'm not stupid either. I don't put myself in compromising situations that are unnecessary just because I know that ain't nothing gonna happen to me. See, nah, I don't do stuff like that. Like, yeah, I walk around, handle my business, but it's during the daytime. I don't do that shit at night. This ain't New York. There are no sidewalks. There aren't lights. You know what I'm saying? This place is not freely lit up. Like I said, I can't just walk on a sidewalk on a busy street like I can do in New York. That's not how Macon, Georgia rocks. So no, I'm not gonna be trying to take the bus late at night to quickly go to the store real quick, because no, I'm gonna get me a ride. And if I don't have a ride, I'll wait until the daytime. So I appreciate that's what I mean, yo. Between my peoples that I grew up with, my lighthouse family, shit, the new contacts that I made, man, I'm not worried about none of that. I got a job to do. If the universe wanted to take me out, this would have been a time. I'm here for a purpose, and I'm not going to leave here until my purpose, you know what I'm saying, is fulfilled. Period. Just know that that's how my mind works. But I needed to clarify that my live was actually not about this individual. It was about the police. It was about the fact that we called 911, and not only did the police not show up, they called us, you know what I'm saying, asking us for information that they already had. You had some somebody had to call a contact of theirs inside, you know what I'm saying, the police department, to see what was up, and they got the inside scoop that they wasn't about to come. That's what I was upset about. That's what my live was about. This is why I was telling my ladies that you need to protect yourself, because like I said, there are women that are in truly abusive relationships that will call the cops for assistance and they won't show up. So you need to be able to protect yourself just in case the police don't show up. That's what that was about. This live right here is about our black men getting your emotions together. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what your baby mama did. I don't care what happens. You're black, they will lock your ass up. They will kill you. Get your emotions together. If you're not this, you know what I'm saying, this mean person, this bad person, this predator, whatever words you want to use for that, if you are not this person, do not behave that way. You got to know the climate that you live in. And to be quite honest, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like the real reason why the police didn't want to show up is because their names was already in the system, and they probably assumed that this was the same situation. So that's why they asked us to go home. They probably assumed we were going to go to the house that, you know, these other incidents have been reported before. That's the only thing that makes sense. So again, you're on record doing this several times. Don't get mad at me because I'm pointing out the obvious. Control yourself. Get your shit in line. And you ain't got to worry, you know what I'm saying, about people making lives about you. You don't have to worry about anybody having anything negative to say about you. Get your shit together. So that's all I got for y'all this morning, this Grand Rising. I had to woke up and I had that on my mind. I felt like I needed to say that because I would have preferred to say that to him, but I know myself, I'm growing, and I'm not about to allow anybody to fuck with my peace. I won't do it. I'm learning, like I said, I'm not just always loving light. I'm going to get to, a place where I can, just talk. But last night, I wasn't expecting that phone call at all. Because like I said, this individual doesn't talk to me. So I didn't know what to expect. And when I don't know what to expect, I go in fight mode. Do I got to say something? Do I got to, I think about all of that. Like I said, I live by myself. So I think about that. So I felt like this needed to be said. So hopefully he can get some clarification. I can continue to push this message about us women, protecting ourselves, and our black men protecting us. Shout out to that old man that stuck around and got us the information. He the one that had the inside scoop, because had his homeboy not showed up, we'd have been out there probably for hours. We wouldn't have known that they weren't coming. And that was the universe honestly letting me know so I can see that. See, this is my homegirl's life, which pisses me off that this is normal for her. I needed to see that, because that shit is crazy. That needs to be talked about. Yeah, when you see something, say something. If you're a female, find another man. I don't know if you got to exaggerate. Find a man. We have to start protecting ourselves. Nobody should be, should be verbally abusive to anyone, in private or in public. So yeah, fellas, ladies shouldn't be in your face doing that either. This is what this individual doesn't understand. I don't support none of that. I'm not cool with none of that. It's counterproductive to what I'm trying to put out there. We need to be unified. We need the black family needs to be restored. That's what needs to be done. So this shit right here ain't helping. That's not helping us at all. And that's my purpose. So let's all be accountable. Let's do that. Make life a whole lot easier. As a matter of fact, what he don't know is that'll make his life easier. You fucking your own self up, bruh. Get your emotions together. So I love y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all's Tuesday. Plump Queen is I'm working on my YouTube page and getting that together. And I'm also working on getting some of these amazing people that I've come in contact with to get them on live so they can talk to you specifically, about the topics and, the industries that they are in and that they're tackling, the issues in our community that they're choosing to tackle. And I would definitely love to have them on here so they can inspire you as if they inspired me, as they inspired me. So that's what I'm working on my days off as far as the live. And yeah, life is good. Other than that, I can't complain. You know what I mean? Like next month I'm going to North Carolina. We busting out our Lighthouse reunion. I can't wait to get up with my family. We're going to have fun, good food, great builds. And then I'm going to Africa in December. Yeah, y'all need to hit me up if y'all trying to go. Limited time, limited seating, real exclusive promo price to get into the club. Y'all need to holler at me. Like I said before, y'all sleeping on that shit. Black people, start taking chances. Stop letting the Tamahu get, be and get everything. You got to start taking chances. I'm telling you, this shit is legit. You need to hop on it. Inbox me. It's not a game. All right? I love y'all. Be inspired. Peace.